So we just wrapped up UFC 288 and it was an absolutely fantastic night. First of all, we're going to run through the main event, which was Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling. This was a very, very competitive fight. Henry Cejudo, coming off a 3-year layoff, I think performed incredibly well. To come out after 3 years off and perform the way he did was absolutely incredible. And he definitely showed that he's absolutely at the top of the division, still absolutely at the top of his game. Now, within the first round of that contest, it didn't seem to me that Henry Cejudo was a little bit rusty. Aljamain Sterling was a little bit sharper on the feet. Henry did have a little bit of success with the takedowns, but what was absolutely surprising to me was that Aljamain Sterling had success of his own with the takedowns and managed to get Henry down quite a bit as well. Now, I think the difference within this fight was on the feet, and Aljamain Sterling being able to utilize his range against Henry Cejudo, which was an absolute massive advantage as it turned out. He was using his kicks and his punches to keep Henry on the outside, and Henry was having a little bit of trouble on closing the distance. Now, it's very arguable who won some rounds there. Very close fight overall, but I think Aljamain Sterling, it's about time that we put some respect on the champion. About time that we put some respect on his skill set. Because as we know, he has had a little bit of disrespect just with the way he won the title and some controversial wins against some guys that were a little bit hurt. But I think this win against Henry just cements him, just cements his skills within the Bantamweight division. And I'm just curious what is going to be next for him, because we've got his teammate Marab, who's an absolute beast within that division as well. Now, after the fight, we did see Sugar Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling facing off. So it looks like that fight is potentially going to be next. And as we know, Sugar Sean is an absolutely fantastic striker, so I can't wait to see how that fight's going to go. Obviously, Sean is going to have the advantage on the feet, but I think Aljamain, as we've seen against Henry tonight, I mean, he got his back a few times. He gave Henry a lot of trouble when he got down into the grappling department. In regards to Henry Cejudo, what's actually going to be next for him? You know, I have no idea. He said after the fight that he doesn't know if he's going to continue. If he's not first, he's last. Now, I would hate to see that after this comeback. I think he performed incredibly well. You know, I still think he can become a champion, but I think he might be a little bit ambitious if he thinks he's going to go up to featherweight and take on Alexander Volkanovski. I think he's just a little bit too small there. And in the co-main event, we have Belal Muhammad, who got the victory against Gilbert Burns via decision. Now, it became apparent quite early that Gilbert Burns was potentially compromised, having a bit of trouble with his left shoulder. And you could see early on in the fight, he was extremely frustrated, looked very dejected and defeated going into the third, fourth, and fifth rounds. But Gilbert, as we know, he's an absolute superstar, isn't he? Absolute killer within the welterweight division. And he pushed on and made it through to the rest of the fight. So I give him absolute props for that. But Belal Muhammad, what an absolute performance. You know, came out there and has been extremely underrated for a long time. And to put a beating on Gilbert Burns like he did and outstrike him the way he did shows that he's within title contention. And I mean, surely we cannot give Kobe Covington a title shot after this performance by Belal Muhammad. What do you guys think? Do you think the UFC is going to just push Belal aside a little bit and let Kobe have the next title shot after this victory? Time will absolutely tell, but it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, being that Kobe is a bigger draw than what Belal Muhammad is. I just don't know what else he needs to do to deserve a title shot. Maybe he just needs to sit and wait a while. But overall, I think it was fantastic. Belal Muhammad cemented himself there, and Gilbert Burns needs to bounce back. It'll be interesting to see what injury he actually suffered within this fight and what he talks about in the post-fight press conference today. Because a big injury at his age obviously isn't going to serve him too well, and his time is actually ticking. So interesting to see what will be next for Gilbert there. Before that, we had Jessica Andrade, who's an absolute powerhouse, taking on Jan. And Jan showed that she is fantastic on the feet, knocking Jessica's lights out. But overall, just wanted to get that to you guys very quickly. What did you guys think of UFC 288, and what are the implications for the event going forward? So what do you guys think is next for Henry Cejudo? Do you think he's going to stay within the Bantamweight division and try and get another shot against Aljamain Sterling? And it'll be interesting to see what you guys think about Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley. What is your early prediction for that contest? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.